Hey guys, it's a good day to make a video ramble. So I'm going to make a video ramble about a bunch of different things, and I'm going to start with this organic skincare stuff for my girlfriends out there who might be interested in products that are, earth-friendly, eco-friendly, like this one is trying to be, which I talked about before, but I didn't really get into the details of what I read on the back, which is these guys say that 100% of the ingredients are of natural origin. I don't know what that means, but 70% of the ingredients are organic, and that the brush is recyclable, which is cool. I wonder how that is recyclable, because, this doesn't look recyclable, at all. It's metal-y-ish, or plastic that looks like metal. So how could this be recyclable? But it says that it is. So, and that the benefits are curl and volume, condition and nourish, a proprietary blend of natural and organic botanicals to help curl and care for your lashes. Renewable biopolymer creates instant curve and fullness. Flexible sugar film sculpts lashes to be the perfect shape. Aloe, cucumber, and tapioca starch nourish and condition to set the curve, curl, and fullness. So, gosh, even with these glasses, it's hard to read these. I like labels that are easy to read. When they put things that are so difficult to read. Now, this Bombshell one by CoverGirl, they don't obviously care at all about the earth, but they do care about bombshell volume and pretty much the bombshell look. They want you to be a bombshell. So their information is much more brief, and half of it's in French. So these guys go out of their way, Physicians Formula, to make this seem really good. 100% free of harsh chemicals. Isn't it hard to believe that something that looks like this is 100% free of harsh chemicals? It doesn't look natural. I mean, it's too shiny, and I think the shape is trying to look like a leaf, or a fish. Oh, it almost looks like a dolphin, and then it's got the little plant on it, but it still doesn't look natural. But they say that they're trying to be natural. They call it, on the end, they say this thing here is an eco blend featuring organi soy, and I am still blind. These aren't Eco Oliver. What? Sheesh. So anyway, it says it's 100% free of harsh chemicals, 100% free of synthetic preservatives, 100% free of parabens, which are waxes. So waxes, are parabens bad? Because they're from oil? Oil's from the earth. It's all how you use these things, I think. Genetically modified, or free of GMOs, genetically modified organisms. 100% free of those, which that's a big claim to make when they say that it's only 70% organic. 100% free of synthetic colors, and 100% free of synthetic fragrances, and 100% cruelty-free, which is good. We don't like cruelty in the world. So, but, I mean, putting this on, this is my new mirror. Kind of annoying, because when you pick it up, it falls out of the thing, so you have to almost use two hands, or pick it up by the bottom, which is awkward because there's no way to pick it up by the bottom with one hand, So I wish I had this on my right one, but I'm going to give this one more try up close. At least they had my color. Oh wait, did they? No, this is the one that's black, and this is the one that's brown black. So yeah, the other one is producing longer lashes, but I don't know. It's so funny how we love to play with our makeup. It's all very Pleiadian, I have to say. When I look around the society and all of the stuff in the stores, this is Pleiadian stuff. This is when the Pleiadians came down here and tried to make improvements. When they, which, I mean, they do. Where our life is more convenient. We have laundry things and laundry mats and washing machines and dishwashers, and all those things make life more convenient. Life on this planet more convenient. It's so funny. You know, the earth is made of dirt and soil and trees and natural organic things, leaves and mountains and water and rock. And we, us humans who are supposedly from monkeys, if anybody wants to believe that, you know, that the fact that we believe that we're from monkeys is so hilarious to me. We're clearly not from monkeys. I mean, there might be the slightest Reese's monkey gene in here in order to make us, you know, earth soluble, where we can be on the earth, where we can dwell amongst, within the genetic structure of this planet. But we are not from this planet, you know? We just are not from this planet. This is from the planet, but but not from the planet, you know? Well, I mean, maybe they got the idea from the sparkly fish. They have sparkly fish in the sea, so maybe they got it from that idea. Like, it's supposed to be, because this to me says fish. I think they wanted it to say plant, you know, because of the leaves on here. Maybe they thought this looked like a thing, but then it's so silvery. They should have made it green. I don't know. There were these different colors. They were all very bright, like pink, hot pink, and these other hot colors. And I chose the silver one because I always do weird things, like when I'm in a store and I'm choosing something from the shelf. I do this little game with myself, like if I take the second one in, then things will go better. Or, you know, like it's part of my little, I don't know, you could call it, it's just a little fun way for me to get through the day, energetically creating my future in a way. It's all of this life is our thoughts. So, you know, when I'm out in California, I feel like it's so beautiful out here. It's so incredibly gorgeous and spectacularly amazing. I mean, parts of it, you know, obviously we have our congestion and, you know, places that are not so great, and the all-consuming upcoming drought. But you know, when I'm here, I think, God, this is what people thought of that they wanted their life to be when they were back east. They wanted more sun and, you know, incredible more space. And the homes here have there's a lot of high ceilings here, and it just makes me think that this was all created by people who wanted something different than they could find in other states. And it's just, you know, it's like heavenly out here, but very expensive. And so, you know, when I look around at stuff that we make, you know, bottles of stuff and lipsticks and all these things, you know, shopping and business, banking and all that stuff, especially when I'm in the airports, I always think, oh, this is Pleiadian stuff. You know, there's the tall whites, and then there's the normal sort of human-looking Pleiadians. Pleiadians basically look like human beings. You know, they're usually blonde and blue-eyed. I clearly am from there, but I think we all are. We're all genetically designed. I mean, if you wanted to look at this planet as an experiment or a garden that you grew, that you created, say the planet was created. I mean, you can get into the whole God created the planet, but say that God, creator, God, goddess, all that is, the Godhead, creation, created, creates, delegates, creates that which can continue to also create. So the creator's not alone creating, because it's more fun to create with people sometimes not. But say that, but mostly, you know, once you come up with an idea, you need others to help make it happen, or you want others to join in the fun of making something and then sharing ideas, communicating with something else besides yourself. So therefore you would create more people, you know, more beings. And if you wanted to use the symbology of the creator creating offspring, so to speak, or a partner and then offspring, then, you know, that would explain why there's families and the God goddess and then all these angels or fallen angels or children of the Son of God and all that stuff, you know. So, all right, here's a really radical idea. Okay, I think just because I thought of it, I'm going to go ahead and say it here in this weird video. Although, this video was more about these things, so maybe I should just stick with the point and make my philosophical video separately. But I do like to combine these things because that is my nature. I mean, who cares about just skincare? I mean, some people do, obviously. But I don't tend to only care about skincare. I do care about the planet and how we operate on it. So when a company goes out of its way to, like, make something like this, and they're making these claims about how it's healthier for the planet, it's recyclable, and it doesn't use bad stuff, you know, they're trying. And then you got to wonder, is it all true? Who's checking? Who's checking? And how is this recyclable? Oh, I see. It said the sculpting brush was recyclable. Okay, so the sculpting brush, that's recyclable. So I wonder, well, I mean, all plastics, I guess they can reuse them, right? They make things out of plastics. So when a company does that, it's nice, you know. But then a company like this that makes this CoverGirl, they don't do anything about the environment, and yet they're similar products, you know, with the same purpose, similar ways of doing it. So you got to wonder how different they really are. Are they really making this differently than this? And you know, where is that happening? And how do they get all these other ingredients that don't have the fake stuff? And what is even fake here? You know, man-made, genetically engineered. Well, isn't everything genetically engineered, really, that isn't organic of the earth itself? I mean, what isn't genetically engineered in a way, you know? I mean, they've dug up a crystal, they polished it, they came up with a design, they set it in gold, which they also dug up from the earth, and then put it in this strange silverish chain, which is probably gonna, I don't know. I couldn't get a gold one this thick to hold up. This thing is heavy. I need it to be supported with a good chain, and I can only find one that's in silver. But what isn't genetically engineered? Aren't we genetically engineered in a way, right? I mean, aren't we an experiment ourselves? When we procreate and we choose a partner, don't we also affect the genetics of the offspring by choosing the partner that we want to procreate with? That would be a combination of our genes and their genes to make the third thing, the new offspring, the new child with its genes. I mean, you know, so when you're living on this planet, you've got to wonder, what isn't genetically engineered? I mean, even that bag of oranges over there, the oranges are natural, but here they are all, whoopsie. Don't spill the coffee on the white rug. Don't spill the coffee on the white rug. But, okay, natural, but then they're so perfectly matching. Are they genetically engineered? Clementines, Safeway, easy to peel, guaranteed fresh, ripe, and delicious. So they're not organic, obviously, but the plastic container, that's, you know, from oils, engineered to make this, because you can make anything out of plastic, obviously. So our entire planet at this stage of the game is the society, human society is genetically engineered. Now, if you want to get away from anything genetically engineered, you got to get humans off the planet, because we are the ones who genetically engineer everything. We come up with these ideas, and then we go and fish around for the stuff to make our ideas come true. Wood, plastics, everything. Cloth, fabric, cotton, silk. We take all these natural things and we turn them into clothing and shelter and ideas and books and ways of communicating, telephones and iPhones and scissors, you know, plastic and heavy metal to make things so we can do stuff on this planet. So what isn't genetically engineered that we use? You know, our eyes were failing when we hit 43, so they genetically came up with it's mechanically engineered. I mean, this is plastic. with glass and some special machines that are arranged to, you know, magnify. So this is all engineering. So what's the difference between genetic engineering and structural or mechanical engineering? Because I would call this mechanical engineering, as is with our house. Genetic engineering is the gene pool, but we'll look at the dogs we all have. Is that not us genetically engineering the dog species? I mean, right? Are we not coming up with all these new types of dogs with our genetic engineering? I mean, does it mean that we take a tiny little gene and infuse it with something else? Or does it mean we take some genes and mix them together and come up with a third thing? I mean, where does it end? Where does it begin? What's okay and what is not okay? You know? I mean, they're trying to make this genetically engineered, genetically modified. Things like corn. You know, when you buy your corn, it's all perfect. You know, so I'm a little still baffled by what are we talking about, you know? And it's like that bad seed company Monsanto, and how those guys just own the world. I mean, the way they get away with all their stuff with the seeds, you know, and grabbing other farmers, taking the profits from other farmers because they say their seeds blew in the wind and went over to the garden, the neighbor's farm, therefore they own all of that. I mean, it's just so greedy. So greedy. Makes you wonder who's playing this game. You know, what kind of people are playing the game? You got a mix of people. A lot of greed. So you got to wonder who's in charge of it all. And ultimately, you know, I watched this video last night, and it showed this woman who is obviously a Christian, and she said that she shot herself when she was 15 years old, shot herself in the heart, went to hell, then went to heaven, and then came back. And it was all about the Lord, and it was all pro, you know, accept Jesus as your Savior type of thing. So I always get turned off by stuff like that, even though I was alive during Jesus' time, and I also loved him and worshipped him back then. So because he is amazing. The story, though, I mean, the story is just so flawed. So much is missing, so much we don't know, and yet people just accept taking in information from others without questioning the information. You know, I mean, some people do. Obviously, the scientists do, and the social scientists, and the historians, and those guys that dig for buried treasure and knowledge about the past, the archaeologists. But it's funny that we have all this modern ability, and that we're so smart, and that we can come up with planes, and we can fly ourselves around, but we don't know where we came from. You know? We can build these modern things that are amazing. We can come up with this that plays music. And all this music is stored in a little thing, and then the headphones. You know, but we don't know where we came from and how we were really created. We buy this story about we came from monkeys. Which would mean that only part of one species, there's many kinds of monkeys, only some of them turned into a human. You know, really? Well, what about the other monkeys? Why didn't they turn into something like humans or other things, you know? I mean, the monkey did not turn into this creature that we are with completely different everything. What happened to our hair? What happened to our fur? You know, we live in cold climates, and we either kill animals like we used to for our coats, or we come up with new things made out of leather, which is also killing animals, or we make clothing out of cotton, which we grow, or silks, fibers, plastics. There's a lot of things that come from plastics, polyester. Ugh, I don't like to wear that, but you know, they have stuff like that. And if we were to evolve the way they say to accommodate our environment, we would grow hair, not lose our hair. No, but instead we get all this hair on our head, and you know, we play makeup games and lipstick and jewelry and nails, which are actually sometimes fun. I have to fix mine, but, you know, it's like, this is all for monkeys. Really? It's just, it's funny that we believe all these lies. Oh gosh, you know, you see all this stuff about lies and uncover the lies and stop believing in lies and you've been lied to and all this stuff about that. Well, we are lied to. It's true. We're all believing in lies. This is part of the game here. It's hard to break through that because it's so all pervasive in the planet, in the realm, in the matrix. You're so locked in. There's nothing else to believe. You know, unless your pineal gland is stimulated, that little gland in there that's shaped like an eyeball or a pine cone or whatever that, you know, calcifies and goes blind. But if for it to be stimulated by, I'm telling you, doing this with your dermawand, this stimulates my whole body. It goes right down to my crotch. Doing this is so uplifting. You feel its uplift right down there. And also, if you hear, this is, see, you know how we get the jowls? So this down, so if you're stimulating it up, it stimulates the pineal gland and it goes right down to your first chakra, right at the base of your spine. And it stimulates from down there up. So if you can get this stimulated by massaging it, in this way is what I do. Or use your dermawand, which really makes it extra powerful to do that. Then you will help uplift, which is, you know, after age 29. I decided it's age 29 where we start going down. Because this friend of mine wrote down on Facebook that she was 29 and she already was feeling her memory affected. And when I was 29, I had just had a baby. And I, too, felt that my memory was affected. And I thought it was because I had a baby. And that the baby took all the brains, you know, through the boobs, through your body, takes it all to perpetuate the positive species, you know. And she definitely is better than me, my kid, anyway. So, I thought about that. I was like, God, maybe that's an age thing. You know, I thought it was like, what's in the air? Are they poisoning the air and trying to dumb us down so that we're better followers and we're more obedient? Or, you know, when she said that, I was like, oh, that's an age thing, I bet. Or both. And she hasn't had any kids, so. Anyways, all right, well, you know, I was talking about skincare. I got all this stuff from Perricone. You know, this stuff is, I'm just going on to this morning because I'm so behind on vids. This is cold plasma, you know. Oh, where'd it go? Half of it's gone. I'm not in love with the smell. I prefer, you know, I really like the smell of is that stuff, which I thought I brought over here, which is that vitamin C serum. Oh, where are you? Okay, this stuff, the vitamin C version is my favorite. It's the way this smells is so good. So anyway, that, and then this is, cold plasma sub D. This is cold plasma, and this is cold plasma sub D. They're all about their plasma. Ooh, I don't know. It's kind of grayish. This smells a little better. So that, and then this is the facelift, which, I mean, there's so many products, you know, it's like, God, do you really need to use all this stuff? That smells a little nicer. All these phases. I prefer just this. This and dermawand is, to me, the best combination of stuff. And then Trilane, you know, I didn't take it out. I've talked about it before. It's hard to get it out of this box. Come on, you. There we go. It's nice. Squalane, jojoba, tocopherol, which is vitamin E, lavandula, and gustifolia, which is lavender oil. So that's nice. But I think this still is the best, which is ingredients: helianthus anise, which is sunflower oil, hydrogenated ethyl olivate, and hydrogenated olive oil, and saponifibre olive oil, hazelnut oil, macadamia, coconut oil, that's the best part, citrus peel, mandarin oil, lavandula, New Zealand lavender oil, vitamin E, vitamin A, Boswellia carteria, frankincense, Somalia, yeah, citrus, more neroli oil, and neroli Tunisia oil. So this is pretty good stuff. I would definitely, it says it wants it on damp skin. I just put it on constantly all day long. I don't dampen my skin first. Maybe I should try that. All full body. So anyway, guys, I just, rambling here because I'm trying to catch up. The cable guy never came. So, for Comcast, those guys stink. Lazy. They don't want to put the cable across the thing. I said I'd catch it for them. I don't know what their problem is. Anyway, some guys just don't want to work, I know guys like that don't want to work or support their children, but we'll talk about that later. Love you guys. Talk soon. Thanks for watching.